Welcome, friends, to the Scrapbook, a creative writing podcast where we create stories organically from a few pieces of paper randomly selected from 3 different subjects: genre, setting, time period. I'm your host, Jody Pratt, with my fellow host, Patrick Wigfall. Let the story begin.
Just a couple of rules. No repicks, but also we do what we want here. So that, either way. And we have a time limit of 45 minutes, but again, this is our shit.
All right, we got setting first.
We're going to do setting. Start with setting.
All right, the desert.
Nice. Let's go.
All right. This should be... I just watched Dune.
Was it good?
Fantastic.
I feel like a lot of people hated on it. It seemed all over in the intro, like the trailer. The trailer seemed all over the place.
It's pretty cut and dry.
Okay, good.
Get in that bitch. What is this? The 70s. Okay, this is gonna be a knockout of the park.
Oh God! Please
Genre?
let's not get hermaphrodite.
Terror.
Oh, this is leading into
one of
the best shits ever.
Yeah, this. Oh man,
we're gonna make this.
Tell her to keep the tortillas on lock. Keep them warm, girl.
That's the best shit we've ever had.
Yeah.
Let it soak in. Don't run with it immediately. Let it soak.
Okay.
Right. We have desert for setting. We have a girl in the desert, terrified in the 1970s.
Got it. I got it already. I got it. This terror setting is...
We're leaning heavy on females. We didn't plan on this.
Yeah, we didn't at all.
We're going to get a whole next season of boys.
Yeah.
Or like the whole back end of this season of boys.
It is during Burning Man. Nigga. During Burning Man.
That's it.
Right?
Cheers me. Water to the
Is
whiskey.
it, bro? All right, during Burning Man. This is...
Oh my God. Go.
So Burning Man, I wanted to say, it's a group of people that get together. I believe it started in the 70s. I'm not sure. They get together.
You gotta look that up, bro. People were doing drugs in the desert for millennia.
Yeah, so they get together and they create a civilization together.
A small society?
This small society, literally, and they build a fucking giant structure together. Working together, people don't know each other's languages, shit like that, but they make something together. And at the end of Burning Man, they burn this whole structure down to the ground. And then they leave. That's all the shit is, right?
Mm-hmm. So,
during this time, this is a bad fucking acid trip. This is what I wanted to, you know what I'm saying? This is just a bad trip. Her terror comes from that night, the last night, right? Her putting shit together. So during this time, she learned carpentry from her family. That's what she brings into the society, carpentry.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like a group of carpenters that get together and they're building shit. They're building little fortress houses and shit like that for people.
Domiciles.
Exactly. You know what I mean? To help them through the shit. Yeah. So she is kind of a drug taker. All she does is smoke grass.
Well, we wouldn't call that a drug taker.
You know what I'm saying? Not
yeah.
70s,
but
though.
70s though. She's
you know what I mean?
Hardcore.
Helter skelter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she's a weed smoker. So she's like, I'm going to smoke weed in the fucking desert and do what my hands were built to do. And just have a good ass time.
Okay.
So she's
stronger than average.
Yeah, stronger than the average motherfucker.
Yeah.
Way stronger. Motherfucker, period.
Yeah,
there's a lot of weak ass niggas out there.
Bro, do you realize that if you just get your wrist and your grip strong, how many people don't fuck with you?
Exactly, bro.
Give a good hard handshake and make something pop, and they're just like, no.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna engage you. What else is strong on you?
Yeah,
like nothing.
Your wife's dad shook his hand like, oh, your grip is strong. I'm like, I'll kill you, man. So
people are gonna hear this, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but also you don't pay my bills.
I've already said shit that I'm gonna regret, but it is what it is.
You know, so she's having a good time over these how long is it? 30 days maybe?
I don't know, but it's a good portion of
yeah.
It's not over a month.
Yeah, it's not over a month. It's not like 5 months or some shit. But they're building this shit, and she helps build the structure of the Burning Man, and all the carpenters. During this time, she sees people tripping, but like having terrible trips. You know what I mean? But not anybody in her group though. They're tripping. They're just like, oh man, fucking the earth. The earth is meant for us to grow from and shit like that. So they're tripping, and she's guiding people through trips.
So she's doing LSD, not just weed.
No, she's just doing this until the last night. She's not doing LSD.
Okay,
it's just weed. She's just smoking weed, bro. She just fucking smoking the grass. And then she's guiding people through trips and shit. So it's kind of making her want to do it. But you get these spurts of niggas just tearing at their face or some shit like that. Or
what if she wasn't leading them through it, but she was watching it? Because it would make more sense for somebody who's not tripped to not be guiding people through trips.
Well,
she would have had to do a good amount to understand it.
What do you think guidance is when it comes to tripping?
Understanding the range of emotion that you go through on a trip. And you really don't understand that when you've gone through it. Because you go through waves of like
euphoria,
love, euphoria, sadness, realization.
Todd guided me through my first trip of shrooms. He didn't.
Yeah, but Todd knows you to a level most people don't.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm pretty sure I could guide somebody through some shit that I haven't done if I've known them well enough. Mm-hmm. I could guide you through some shit I haven't done because I know you very well.
But if every day is a team building experience, you know what I'm saying? You're getting to know this motherfucker every single day, and you're talking throughout the hours of the day, and you're building some shit. You save this nigga from a beam dropping or some shit like that, or being whatever the fuck. You kind of get to know them a little bit better for that, or this side of them. Because when you go different places, you create a different side.
What about this? What if she is that? Right? Let's say she's not tripping on the LSD bad trips because she is the guide. She is the Sherpa up the mountain, right? Mm-hmm. So let's say somebody in her shit, she's getting a bad vibe from it. She thinks she needs to heal them or something. She's like, you need it the most. And that nigga's like, they do a communal dose and he doses her with some shit that isn't what everybody else is taking.
Or even more.
Yeah.
Burns her out.
And that's what she's been seeing with other people. He's been doing this throughout this Burning Man.
That's the fucking...
And he's the evil nigga. And she see, like... Because she's tripping too. But she's tripping on a low dosage so she can...
Or even just shrooms.
Yeah, she might...
An earth nigga.
We could be doing shrooms. Yeah. Shrooms seems a lot better.
I mean...
Because you can do that on a regular basis and be okay.
But you can microdose LSD.
Yeah. You can, but that's... It's harder to come by for one because you can grow shrooms.
I mean, but in the 70s, we're talking about mass...
Niggas were kicking it in the forest. Nigga picking these up. That's where that shit really got popping was the 70s when... Shrooms were really popping. It was people in the forest.
Yeah, but we're not talking about the forest.
I know, but you came from the forest to the desert for this event. So you came stockpiled on shit. Because you're coming to do this with people. Uh-huh. So you have a zip. You have 2 zips. And if it's some homegrown Mother Nature in the middle of the fucking Sierra fucking National Forest, I'm pretty sure that shit hits. And so you don't need too much. And so she's microdosing, but she's seeing people do other things. And she's like, oh, they're tripping. And it's this dude just going to their group, getting to know them for like a day or two, and then dosing somebody to where they go
What
crazy.
Are you dosing with?
I have no clue. What was popping in the 70s? Maybe LSD.
Nigga, that's what I'm saying, CIA. Bro. Yeah.
It could be CIA. It could be a serial killer who's trying to see if this can kill people. It could be
going terror.
Terror. So then what could it be?
I mean, it could be...
It's a predator. It's a predator wanting to get you when you're... No, because then it's just leaning on that too much for women.
Yeah, our words.
What could it be?
A sadist. Maybe he's just a sadist, bro.
Yeah.
He just sees people like he not gets off, but he likes seeing people convulsing and fucking terror, like screaming out of their mind. Just
should it be somebody that you don't suspect, or should it be somebody you do suspect?
You don't suspect.
So you want like the hippie dude that's like peace and love, man.
Yeah, it's kind of like they don't build. It's kind of like a Pacific Rim. They kind of had attraction to each other, but it wasn't said. Thank God. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of like an unsaid thing, but they didn't act on it. They didn't. But it was her like, hey, you want to fucking, this is how you do it. So he's giving her tips.
You want to fight? And then she just like sits on his face. She's like, and that's how I take people down. You're like, you can take me down. You're goddamn weak.
You know what I'm saying? So it's maybe the person that she's attracted to in a way that does that shit. That's doing the dosing of the LSD. And he's dosing all the shroom heads with a high amount of LSD, like
on top of the shroom.
Yeah, exactly, burning them out.
Yeah, and so their brain is like, I don't know how to handle
frying them. You know what I mean?
And he's doing one every so many huts, so people aren't suspecting that it's that one drug.
Exactly.
So everybody's continuing with their own, because Burning Man people aren't just doing the shrooms and LSD.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
People are doing an assortment of things. So
yeah, Coke was pretty good or whatever.
Coke, and
I mean, well, kind of the 80s happened with but yeah, Coke was prevalent. It was there.
I don't know what other drugs were. What are those things called?
Roofies?
No, not roofies. The shit that they had on Wolf of Wall Street.
Quaaludes or roofies?
Quaaludes. Quaaludes were discontinued because they were so good.
Muscle relaxers and shit.
I heard they were so good that they got discontinued.
Ooh, or maybe, well, that was during the 80s. Maybe he had Quaaludes as well, where people are in like a catatonic state.
What if he's a thief that's stealing medication and just dosing people with random shit to see what happens?
Oh, yeah.
And so he's just accumulated this batch of drugs, and every so often he drops something in and they'll kill somebody. And he doesn't know, so it's like Russian roulette for him. He's like, let's see what happens.
Yeah, he's saying it, so he likes that shit.
He's just watching this, and she's seeing it like, that's not how that group goes.
Yeah.
When they have a wig out, they're able to calm them down.
Yeah, wig out. That's perfect.
Because it's the 70s.
Exactly, that's perfect.
And so she's like, that's not how that goes down. And over there, they get hyper, but they all match that energy. And that energy is not the same with everybody over there.
Yeah.
And then he shows up in her group while she's talking about it. And so he blends into her groove more.
He's like, oh shit,
and plays that. And plays.
So
that
is it
part.
people that she talks to?
Well, I don't know how Burning Man works, bro. Do they sit in little fucking circles of people at the end of the night?
Well, yeah.
Do they all go to their own hut, or do they sleep by a fire? I don't know how they do it.
They kind of just build shit around the fire, whatever. You know what I mean? Wherever you bring your tent, nigga, that's where you're at. You know what I'm saying? And then you go work during the day all together and shit, and building structures to be burned down at the end.
It's like a symbol of life to build something up.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what the whole point is. So maybe it's.
I am 31 years old and just figured that out right now. I thought this nigga's trying to trip out in the woods or in the desert.
It's building a society together and destroying it just to.
The beauty of this story is there can be a billion alternate endings.
Yeah. Well, let's work towards that. Because this is ramping up.
It's ramping up. Okay, so she's starting to suspect that somebody's not even that somebody's dosing them, but she's noticing that that's not a regular trip for that drug.
Yeah.
She hasn't done all of them, but she's been to these events and she hangs out with people that do these things. And she's like, we talk about her experiences. This is nothing that would coincide with anything that I've heard of from people who do it on a regular basis.
Absolutely. So
in large amounts.
So she's not catching on, but she's noticing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? This hasn't happened before. So these niggas are being driven out one at a time. I'll come back type shit. Nigga leaves with the car and brings them back or whatever. I mean, takes them to the hospital or whatever the fuck, right? Mm-hmm. and things are dropping like flies, but not like maybe 5,000 people are there, but in that side of the community, it's just
and he's working his way through pretty quick.
Yeah,
and she just happens to be a person who's just walking through. Like it would make
and he's like peering into. Just like peering into the goddamn window, just like watching somebody, just like
yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
With like a stuck face, not a smile, but like a.
Have you seen the Sleepaway Camp?
No.
I gotta show you the ending to that. I probably
no, you did with the that shit. Ooh, that's terrifying. I got an ending to a story. I want that to be kind of like, but like just that still stop motion to where like you take in the image of it, not the sequence of actions after, but the image. That's what the image. I want that to burn into your eyes.
That movie fucking sucked, but the ending was.
And you know what? That's how he sold it.
Exactly. So that's where it is. Like she sees the nigga, but she's like in the shadow, so he doesn't see her fully. You know what I mean? Or he does see her, so she has to ride along the line of sobriety around this nigga. Like she's like, I can't. This nigga, bro, fuck no. He's around me all the time. He be passing the fucking shit. At any point in time, I could be dosed with this shit.
Yeah, and I never see him take anything.
Yeah.
And when she does see him take it, like, he leaves for a while.
Exactly.
Like, he's throwing it up. And she doesn't know that, like, he's just sadistic. He's taking it, and he's going out there to wait for her to come out.
Yeah.
That's how he gets her, probably.
No. This will be, right? Then this time, she outs him, right? Like, this motherfucker's doing this shit. And he's escorted out. He leaves.
And they grab his bag and it's got a bunch of assortment of pills.
Pills and shit. That's how you find out. Right?
They're just like, oh, it was him. And they're just like, he could have killed somebody. Yeah, take him to the police.
Exactly. Get him the fuck out of here. So one of the head niggas in there, like one of them, part of the whole...
One of the Chads.
Yeah. Gets him the fuck out of there, right?
Yeah.
And then on that last night, she's just like, this nigga, are you sure he's not here? I've been seeing that shadow. That's what her dreams are, pretty much. Like,
ooh, and then it turns out that like he had been dosing her the whole time.
Whole time. I like that.
And oh fuck. So
or even not even the whole time. He gets her the last time. That last night of the Burning Man, when they burn him down, she doses and he gets his last laugh.
And he thinks that she thinks that he's gone.
Yeah.
She's like, he's been gone for a day. This is the last day I would have seen him.
Yeah.
Somebody would have.
But he hasn't. Yeah. He's just watching her
the whole time. And he's just watching her the whole time.
And he doses her super high. She burns out, runs into the fire. Rest in peace to the Swedish nigga that did that 1 year.
That happened?
Yeah.
Too much acid?
He had schizophrenia, I believe. And he ran, and they said he didn't take any drugs whatsoever at all.
Oh, so that's just a mental illness.
Yeah, and he ran into the fire. And by the time they drug him out, he was dead.
You know, it's crazy. Your body breaks down before you burn to death. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like smoke inhalation assortment. And your body goes into shock. And then when it goes into shock, it normally like stops breathing. Like you go through like a whole range of shit.
Yeah. Your body's just trying to do everything to survive.
Yeah. And it's like, we can't take this in. Let's just cut off breathing for a second. Yeah. Somebody will get us out of here.
So something will fuck happen. The fire will stop or something. I don't know. Body doesn't know. So
because you'll see it. Like I've seen somebody burn on Reddit, and they like after a certain point, the screaming that stops, and then they just go into like a almost like a spaz state where like they seize up. Seizing up is what I mean. Like, and then they like form into like how a spider dies.
Yeah.
How they like crawl into themselves. Yeah. That's how your body gets. And I think that's just the tendons and shit burning.
You know what? That monk I was protesting.
That's on the System of a Down album.
I thought that was
Rage
Against the Machine.
Rage.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
But yeah, but he didn't move. Yes, he didn't move whatsoever though. The nigga just was just like, and just stayed there and burned to death. That was crazy. The fact we gotta do a story on that, dude.
I mean,
but anyway, so she's the last night she's dosed, and she feels everything unhinging, right? And that's like the worst, the ending of everything that happens during the.
I mean, but it seems a little too easy for her to like. I think she should pull away from the drugs and be like, I might have done too much.
That's what the whole time until the last night.
You know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that like at the last night, they're like, hey, take a drink with us. Like, take her last drink. And she's like, no. And she takes a water. And he knew that she would do that. Oh. And that's how he gets her. Like, she's trying to take that break from it.
Oh, okay. Instead of being like, I'm sober, then I want to do drugs the last night. And then the drugs are late.
Yeah, like, I'm terrified of a man killing me. I'm going to still do drugs, though.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So she's like, oh, I'm good.
Has anybody seen my canteen?
And then it's like right there where she left it.
Right there, he's like, right there we left it, fool. He's like, I swear to God, I would.
And then
it's just LSD.
I think what you do is when she drinks it, you do clips of him being right next to her and her not noticing.
Oh yeah. Like him, like following her right then and there, or
every time she goes to do something, and she's like, "Have you seen him?" And then it clips over, and he's like 4 people away, and he looks over, and then it
fades back into nothing.
And then it's just like she's just like in her room, doing something, and he's just by the closet.
Yeah,
like shit like that, like where she's drinking it,
but he's never like doing some crazy shit.
No, he's just watching her.
He's just watching her, just like he's watching everybody else convulse or or burn out and shit like that. So, and then that's what then that's what happens. Like, and then she like realizes the shit. That's the thing. She realizes the shit as she's like,
she's like, that's not water.
That's not. And then like, you know how?
Ooh, she should go try to throw up.
You remember and she's just like shoving her fingers down her throat.
Yeah.
You know how it comes in waves?
And then he's sitting in the bushes watching her.
Yeah. And by then it's already in your system.
The second that it hit, this shit is it's pure LSD from the 70s.
Yeah.
But the CIA was fucking up Charles Manson with the shit like that.
Yeah.
Was it Charles Manson? Is that his name?
Yeah.
They gave him LSD.
I don't know, but he was a racist fuck anyway.
Yeah, I mean, but being racist and then also being Charles Manson are different things.
Is it?
Yeah. There's a lot of racists in the South that have never killed anybody. That's just like, you don't bring them to my house.
Yeah, for sure. But at the same time, the nigga, LSD didn't make you come up with a plan to blame this.
The CIA did.
To blame the murder on black people?
Yes. See, the CIA is a motherfucker, bro. They have books on this.
I know, but it didn't work at all.
A lot of their shit don't work.
A lot of it does, though.
But a lot of it doesn't, though. Okay. We're playing with their batting average that they're letting us know about.
Yeah.
They could have had shit.
If they've taken over whole ass countries.
Yeah, but small countries. Small, thorough countries in war.
I don't know, but they started that war.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. They're playing behind that shield of a savior or whatever off gate when they were the ones that threw the bomb.
Yeah.
So you can't do that to the Americans. I mean, you probably could. They're probably doing it in their own way. But
they did it to Americans, the LSD.
Yeah. The Gulf of Tonkin. Man, they try to get us to go into to fucking a war, saying that some other niggas that came, and they had people that were dressed as Cuban friendlies do it. That was a Cuban Missile Crisis.
Oh, yeah. Yes, absolutely, bro. Yeah. That's what it was.
So it's like, you can't put anything past them. You know?
Yeah, but I feel like,
and I think when LSD was popping,
makes you a fucking
I think if you're on the spectrum and you're on the edge of that psychosis, then you're good.
Yeah, nigga, eyeball almost came out. It's the CIA. Man, that was a bullet, bro.
If your eyeball ever comes out, I ain't coming back.
Oh, so my nigga's a whole ass doll. My nigga's a doll over there.
They can't even keep their charade going no more. Your eyes are falling out. I'm like,
so I keep this jacket on. I'm just sewing together.
Hella mechanics underneath. You're just like, Joseph. It's like,
is it tape? I'm like fucking Frankenstein putting my head back together. Why?
That would terrify me so much I wouldn't be able to go back home.
Yeah, you're like, I got to go.
I have to go to my mom's house and be like, you won't want to leave what they've been doing, Joseph. I think you're a Frankenstein monster. You're just like,
it's like, are you
like,
tripping,
he's
bro?
lost it. And then that rounds it out to the LSD. They're just like, he did a lot of LSD. I'm just like, I did it 4 times. 4 times.
So, and that's when she realizes when she's drinking that.
Yep. Shows the clips of him watching her the whole time. And then
she's like running through the crowd and they're just like, yeah.
And they're all fucked.
Fuck. Yeah, fuck yeah. And she's like, ugh. And then he's like.
And then every so often people are running by saying shit that he said to her. So she's like seeing like a delusional state of like people are just like crumble. Society needs to crumble. And then they go back to raging.
Ooh, yeah.
And then bro. She's running through and she's like, and somebody's just like, whatever pertains to what she disagrees with morally and in her heart and through her life. People are just stopping in their raging and looking her dead face in the face and saying it to her.
Exactly. And this will never end. This will never end. This will never, like the fucking, I got super fucking stoned with that Gravity Bong. And then I listened to Paradise City. Like, welcome down to the Paradise City when the grass is green. And then at the end, he's like, where do we go?
No, that's a.
Isn't that the same thing? That's the same thing, dude.
No, that's not Stairway to Heaven. It's what? No, that's.
Maybe it is that.
I know what you're talking about. Where it ends with him saying, where do we go?
Yeah.
Where do we go? Yeah. That's an old Led Zeppelin song or a Guns N' Roses song. Stairway to Heaven or something like that.
Oh, yeah. With the, she got smiling, sing to me.
Something like that. It's one of those motherfuckers. But I remember we were in Sabab's backyard and you looked at me with like the ugliest face of my life. Like you had seen the true part of reality at a young age. And like, where do we go? I was just like,
you had a hot dog on your breath, bro.
Drink more. I need less of this.
Nigga threw up those hot dogs immediately. All over it. I've thrown them so many times. Where do we go?
Yeah, that's Guns N' Roses, I think.
But yeah, I was fucking, anyway, tripping. But yeah, it was like that. So it cut, like, they're breaking out of their rage, like you were saying. Mm-hmm. And she's running past until she like enters like the edge of darkness, and she just like scissors in the throat, not scissors in the throat, fingers in the throat, throwing this shit up, and then like by the time that's too late, and then it's like calling her. Do you want her to die or no? Because she's gonna be burnt out.
It's terror.
She's gonna be burnt out after this.
I think she should stay alive.
Yeah.
And then he ends up being an orderly at the insane asylum.
Woo!
That's a wrap,
baby. Welcome to the that was nigga. Yeah, bro. Like, and she's like, like tripping, like he's here, he's fucking here, and the nigga just like, hey, have a seat. And he's like wheeling her through the hall and shit like that to her her fucking a psychological appointment or whatever the fuck. He's like, hey man, you guys gotta lay off those drugs, man.
Every so often,
those will do you in.
She'll see somebody walk past her and she'll be like, I know him. And it's one of the niggas that tripped out at the fucking festival.
Yeah.
He's just going to that festival, making niggas go crazy, and then abusing them, like, mentally, or whatever he's doing at that place. He's a sadist,
bro. It's fucking...
He just wants to see the
torture of humans.
The devolution of a person's psyche.
Yeah, the de-evolution, yeah.
Yeah. Is de-evolution?
Yeah.
I thought it was devolution.
No, de-evolution.
I've been saying it wrong for years.
Robitussin.
I would say acetaminophen for the longest time. And it's acetaminophen. I need to see the number.
My bones hurt.
That works, right?
Yeah.
And that's the terror part is that she's trapped in there with him now.
Yeah, forever.
And people believe that she's crazy.
And throughout this shit is the terror part. You're seeing people.
But that's the lasting terror.
No. Yeah, the last.
You don't get
terror.
death, and you don't get the death of the killer.
Yeah. You don't get that. What is it called? The gratification.
Yeah, like you leave with that ball in your chest still.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, is he going to get caught? And then you see him come in, he's just like, it's time for meds.
The only nigga that he kills, like physically, is the nigga that drove him out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
only
saying?
Person. And it was very graphic.
Yeah,
it shows the potential of what he can do.
Yeah, and it was a hard elbow. Bam! Nigga hold that made him skirt, and then he beats him to death.
And what would be cold is that if he hits him and then puts his foot on the brake and calmly brings it to a stop and beats him to death.
Yeah. Like any
like he's done it before. He's calculated, and he's so calculated that he went out to the desert to get druggies.
No, there's no law out there.
Yeah.
Knowing
that
human law.
They don't want cops. They're anti-cop.
Yeah.
They're
Pigs,
pro-drugs.
Man. Yeah.
They're pro-drugs. And if you give them anything, they're going to trust you if you give them an apple.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly, bro. He was like, yeah, man, you can trust this guy, man.
Man, he gave me 2 peaches today, bro. And one of them was dry, but the other one was just right.
And it had enough juice to get the dry one wet.
You know what I mean? So, you're going to replenish the earth, man. So just take this drug he's giving you, bro. Stop being a buzz. And you're just like, all right. And then you are never the same.
Yeah.
And you have this nigga giving you a pill 2 times a day that's keeping you in this suspended state of your own mental state, but the inability to be able to speak or be mobile. So you're just like, and you're just like, he's lost it.
So is he part of the first aid team?
Who?
The guy. It would kind of explain why people trust him with the drugs so much.
No, he's just an orderly there.
No. I'm talking about at Burning Man.
Oh, no. He's just there acting like a hippie.
Yeah, okay. So the orderly, he's just like a, sit in the chair, I'll wheel you around type shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, calm down.
But at the actual Burning Man, he's acting like that crowd. But he's standing out because he's not that crowd.
And the reason why she doesn't recognize this nigga, like, completely at the hospital is because he's completely clean shaven.
Yeah.
He's a normie.
I'm thinking about, did you see the Strange Little Things with Denzel?
Maybe.
The little pieces with Jared Leto in it?
No.
Okay. You know Jared Leto with a beard?
Yeah, of course.
Picture that type of looking dude,
yeah.
And then you see him clean shaven with almost like a buzz cut as an orderly. Not the same person.
Yeah, not the same person.
That's the energy I want from him.
Yeah.
To be somebody who likes, because Jared Leto could be easily at a prestigious event, clean shaven, or be at a Burning Man with a beard.
Yeah.
He carries that same body type to where like it just worked for both scenarios.
Exactly, and that's just a thin white man.
Yeah. Not all white men can do that though.
Be thin?
Not look good though.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, that's
There's
true.
a lot of people that
white mate shows a lot of
exactly. Jared Leto is definitely really Morbius,
yeah.
And really is sucking blood out of people.
Yeah,
because he looks great he's 51.
Jesus Christ! Wow.
I was like, what?
Wow.
Like you eating babies, but it is what it is. That's what I think it should be. It should be like she doesn't recognize him, but he says something that sparks a memory.
Oh. Starts talking like he did. He puts on his hippie.
Oh, once they close the door, he's like, "You far from the town now, huh?" Like he goes right back to that. Like, should he talk in a different slang?
Yeah, man, totally hippie talk. Like I'm not talking about kind of not. What's his name? All right.
Oh, Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
Dazed and Confused.
Dazed and Confused. You know what I mean? Not like that, but like that twang.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That Southern twang.
And that laid back, like, way of talking.
Exactly.
And she's like, fuck, I'm in here with them. And then somebody knocks on the door and he's like, oh, how can I help you? And he's like, oh, we needed to
And she's like, help me.
And he's just like, I was just in here. And he walks out like, oh, I'll get out of here. And he smiles.
Yeah.
Like,
get out of here.
He's like, I get out of here. And then he walks away and then she shuts the door and then looks at her and he like,
give her a wink.
Like gives her a wink like, I'm going to be here.
Yeah.
You're going to be
here forever, dude. Forever.
Because those 2 pills in there, they ain't the pills you should be having.
Yeah. Exactly. And she's already burnt out from it.
Yeah. So she's delusional. He just wants to see her steep in, like, go into a deeper state of madness.
Yeah.
Damn, that's good.
Yeah.
Girl, Desert, Terror, the 70s.
1970s. Pretty good. And I'll end it with that one. Gonna wrap it up?
Yes, sir. That was nice. Quick and tight. Okay. Thank you for joining us on the Scrapbook. If you want to expand on any of these stories we create or any of the episodes, please do. Turn anything we come up with into a screenplay, short story, turn it into an actual play. Please email it to us at the scrapbookpodcast@gmail.com. Our Instagram coming soon. We love you. Don't stop being creative and keep it popping. Peace.
Peace.